Coming up on 6:48, time for the morning rush. The trial for the suspected mastermind behind shootings at 4 elected officials' homes. It's on hold until later this month. Yesterday, jury selection was held for Salomon Peña, who is accused of conspiring with 2 other men. That was to pepper gunshots at the homes of 2 state lawmakers and 2 Bernalillo County commissioners. Yesterday, online court records state that the jury trial was continued until March the 21st.
This morning, lawmakers are at odds over a bill that would offer help to those who age out of the foster care system despite their criminal record. The Juvenile Corrections Act bill would see a $2,000 stipend go toward education and living expenses for juveniles who have aged out of the foster care system and are under the age of 26. The bill passed on a 34-24 vote and is now headed to the Senate floor.
Multiple bills aimed at addressing New Mexico's housing crisis are now moving forward in the Roundhouse. House Bill 253 would seal eviction records in old or incomplete cases. Meanwhile, House Bill 453 would create a housing credit worthiness assistance program within the State Mortgage Finance Authority. Those bills have passed the House and now head on to the Senate. Ryan.
More snow is needed, mostly mild, dry, and a bit dusty and gusty in the short term, especially to the south in the Rio Hondo and the Sacramento Mountains. Hardly any snowpack, and compared to normal in the San Juan Mountains in the upper Rio Grande Valley, about 68-67% of normal, respectively. In the Rio Chama, 50% of normal. While there will be more snow melt in the short term, there will be more snow, including the San Francisco Mountains, the Gila National Forest ahead.
An Albuquerque woman whose son was involved in a life-altering car crash is speaking out about what she hopes comes from the tragedy. 18-year-old Cody Castillo is one of 6 people ejected from a truck after the driver lost control, causing a rollover on San Mateo back in January. Cody has been in a coma ever since. His mother, Gelly Flores, hopes the other survivors make something positive out of the tragedy.
The child abuse cases against the parents of a girl who was found dead in Silver City is moving forward. Deputies found 34-year-old Music Adame and 39-year-old Matthew Bynum asleep on the floor. Underneath them was their daughter, Jacqueline Bynum, who was pronounced dead. Adame and Bynum are facing several charges, including intentional child abuse resulting in death. Their trials are scheduled for early next year.
An infant surrendered in a New Mexico baby box has officially been adopted. Michael is the first infant to be adopted through the Safe Haven baby box in Belen. Yesterday, Belen Fire Lieutenant Chris Martinez, who witnessed the baby box being used at his own station, spoke on he and his wife's decision to add to their family. There are currently 10 baby boxes in New Mexico. Ryan.
And the fire threat higher today, especially in southern and eastern New Mexico. Now, not too windy of a day, but windy enough, with 20 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, that with the very mild weather, the breezy weather, the low humidity as low as 6%, that those ingredients will add for the potential for fire weather from Ruidoso all the way toward Deming, something we'll keep an eye on as well later this week.
The Isotopes have unveiled their brand new alternate entity. Dubbed the City Roots Series, this fresh look celebrates everything Albuquerque and New Mexico. The team also introduced a special ticket bundle that is called the Duke City 505 Pack. That includes box-level seats for all 5 City Roots games.
Wildfire season is quickly approaching, and now the state's Forestry Division is giving us an idea of the conditions we can expect. The federal government is predicting above normal fire conditions throughout March, April, and May. The state says it's preparing by training firefighters and offering free classes to New Mexicans on wildfire preparedness.
Santa Fe's New Mexico History Museum is now prepping a first-of-its-kind exhibit about the popular pilgrimage to El Santuario de Chimayo. The exhibition, called Chimayo, a tradition of faith, will have 40 black and white photos from 1996 taken by 4 different photographers. The museum is set to open on April the 12th. Ryan.
Now taking a look at traffic, we got some traffic issues as Montgomery is shut down in both directions, so trying to avoid the area. Now taking a look at the Big I right now, we do notice that we have heavy traffic starting to form around the Big I. No major accidents as of this point, but we'll have more traffic updates throughout the rest of the morning commute.
A group of Ukrainian veteran amputees are spending 2 weeks in Oregon learning a form of adaptive skiing for people with one leg. The Oregon city of Corvallis has been sister cities with Uzhhorod in western Ukraine for over 30 years, and its sister city association is hosting the 5 veterans as well as 2 Ukrainian ski coaches. The goal is to help improve the veterans' physical and mental health.
And now it's time for the 5 facts.
At number 5, the Isotopes have unveiled their brand new alternate identity. Dubbed the City Roots Series, this fresh look celebrates everything Albuquerque and New Mexico. The Isotopes have led the way with past transformations, including as the green chili cheeseburgers in 2017 and the award-winning Mariachis de Nuevo Mexico. The team also introduced a special ticket bundle that is called the Duke City 505 Pack that includes box-level seats for all 5 City Roots games.
At number 4, an infant surrendered in a New Mexico baby box has officially been adopted. Michael is the first infant to be adopted through the Safe Haven baby box in Belen. Yesterday, Belen Fire Lieutenant Chris Martinez, who witnessed the baby box being used at his station, spoke on he and his wife's decision to add to their family. There are currently 10 baby boxes in New Mexico.
And at number 3, winds are set to pick up today, especially in southern New Mexico. 20 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, elevating the fire threats with mild weather, low humidity. And the rain and wet snow will move on through some of those areas tomorrow morning, but that's just storm system number 1. Storm system number 2 bringing in more wind, even more rain and snow.
And number 2, an Albuquerque woman whose son was involved in a life-altering car crash is speaking out about what she hopes comes from the tragedy. Albuquerque police say 18-year-old Cody Castillo was one of 6 people ejected from a truck after the driver lost control, causing a rollover on San Mateo back in January. APD says alcohol, speed, and potentially an argument between the driver and a female passenger contributed to the crash.
And at number 1 this morning, the trial for the suspected mastermind behind the shootings at 4 elected officials' homes is on hold, at least until later this month. Yesterday, jury selection was held for the trial for Salomon Peña, the former Republican political candidate accused of conspiring with 2 other men to pepper gunshots at the homes of 2 state lawmakers and 2 Bernalillo County commissioners. Investigators say that the plot was meant to intimidate those who certified the 2022 election results. Yesterday, online court records state that the jury trial was continued until March the 21st. We did reach out to the federal courthouse to see if they sat a jury, but they said they could not provide that information.